Well, thank you very much, and Rebecca, welcome. My wife's name is Rebecca, so I already feel comfortable. Thank you very much, Andrew. And when Andrew asked me to come up to Connecticut to see that there's a number of transportation challenges here in Connecticut, this was one of the ones that he pointed out to me was most important. When you look at the Northeast Corridor, Connecticut is really the epicenter when you talk about congestion in the Northeast Corridor. You sit almost equal distance between Boston and New York. The traffic, I believe that your section of 95 that runs through Connecticut is the most congested in the United States, the most congested piece of highway. It may only be second to one of those roadways in California, but we're talking about 18 to 19% of the U.S. population that live on about 3% of the U.S. territory. So the problems with transportation are magnified tremendously here in Connecticut in the Northeast Corridor. Projects like this that can transport people to and from New York City in a more efficient manner are things that are going to spur even more ridership in these railways. And I learned that from Pennsylvania. We took the Keystone Line from Harrisburg to Philadelphia and invested in it, shortened the ride time from about 2 hours to about an hour and 30 minutes to Philadelphia. Ridership has jumped 60% in the last 4 or 5 years. And that's the same kind of thing I'm sure you're going to see here. So we've got to figure out how working together with the state, with the locals, what's the federal role here? You have Amtrak that runs through this state. We need to make sure we're improving that connection within the Northeast Corridor, but again, working to connect these communities to New York benefits all of us in the Northeast Corridor. Benefits taking cars off the roads, which means there's more room for trucks to move up and down the highways. It's better for the environment when you take cars off the road. So this is a win-win situation. So when you send Andrew to Washington, he and I are going to work very hard together to try to figure out ways to solve these transportation bottlenecks and these transportation problems throughout Connecticut, throughout the Northeast Corridor, and the United States. So I know he's going to be an able partner, and I've already committed to him that when he gets to Washington, we'll be back here in Connecticut, really focusing in not just on projects like this, but as I said, 95, the movement of goods on the rail system, and on any mode of transportation that can benefit the economy. And it's so important to the economy of Connecticut, to the economy of America, that we have a system that allows us to be competitive. If you're going to produce things in Peoria, Illinois, they've got to get to the ports of the east and the ports of the west. So this is improving our transportation system is important to competitiveness for America in the global economy. So again, thank you very much for having me here. This is my second visit to Danville, Mr. Mayor. I was here years and years ago. I had a friend who lived here, so I've been to the mall before. It's quite impressive. But and I appreciate all the other elected officials being here, supporting and looking at this project. So I look forward to working with all of you as we move down the road and move towards another transportation bill in the next Congress. And I'm sure I'll be working closely with Andrew on that bill and finding solutions to these types of problems. So again, thank you all very much, and Andrew, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Congressman. And what Congressman Schuster neglected to tell you was that the next time he comes to Danbury, he's coming by rail. We're going to arrive at the station together. And what I neglected to say is that while the first priority needs to be improving this section of the rail from Danbury down to South Norwalk, my next dream is to bring passenger rail service north from Danbury to Pittsfield. 1972 was the last time a passenger could get on a railroad up the Housatonic Valley. And my very firm belief is if we make that investment in improving the railroad infrastructure and bring passenger rail service north through the Housatonic River Valley, we can feed the tourism, which is such an important part of the economy in Northwest Connecticut, and also take people off the roads, make it easier to get to New York. Every time the price of gas rises, the price of a train ticket goes down. And I think the future for all of us lies in investing in rail transportation. And I want to thank all of the leaders from Danbury for being here today to meet Congressman Schuster, to support me in my efforts. We're all going to work together to capitalize on the success you've already achieved and to make this city the shining light that it is, to keep it the shining light that it is for economic development in Connecticut. So thanks for being here. Congressman Schuster and I will, Dirk, if you have any questions, I ask the hard ones of Congressman Schuster. Easy ones I'll take. Please.
I think I'm good at this point.
Okay. Well, thank you. We will certainly. Yes, sir.
I do have a question.
Please.
As a citizen of Danbury and a regular user of the rail here, I know you're talking about electrification, and that will speed up the trips. But is there any talk or any consideration to double tracking portions or sidings to allow more than one train to be on the line at once? Because that really is the catch. You can only have one train going one direction at a time.
And we were just in Waterbury, meeting with community leaders in Waterbury, and we talked about the same issue. You can't have more trains unless you have the ability for two trains to be on the track at the same time.
Right.
So part of improving the service needs to be having siding so the trains can pass one another. And that's going to, with electrification, not only will we have faster trains, we'll have more trains. But we'll only have more trains if we create the infrastructure so that trains can pass one another. That's certainly part of the long-term planning. It's definitely on the table. Absolutely. Thank you all again for being here. Be safe, everyone. Batten down the hatches. Listen to Mayor Mark when he tells you to be safe, when he tells you not to be out on the streets. That's advice that everyone in Danbury should heed, and I'm sure you will. Thank you, Mayor, for having us here.
My pleasure.
Thank you all, and thank you all for being here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I was doing my civic duty. That's why I'm late. I had jury duty. I didn't get out of there until more than
Yes. I mean, I live in Philadelphia. We've got Shagos through there. That means they love there for me. It's a wild story. It's taken years in court. So what you got to do is as water and it's on the drain system. The system is
oh my gosh.
One other thing I saw is the lady who saw it, travel time on the rail system. Because all of a sudden, 30 minutes closer to the city.
I was working on
Okay. Yeah.
at one point.
With your support.
We have your support. I can't do it without your support. Working on it. You know, I always say, our drive was my 168. Always make it
And you surpass all of the. Matter of fact, everyone was on the Did you? Yeah. Right about
Make sure you get me in enough stuff, okay? I want a record of me. No, I'm joking.
They were all. It would have taken legal stuff. More time. Exactly.
This line has a ton of potential. And look what goes on in Brewster. Like so many people.
It is damn true.
Brewster. There's no reason that Connecticut should use it.
So when I was working as a kid, you would have been with your Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
I'm only a couple of years old.
Yeah, but this kind of right for freight and passenger too. Cycles.
Yeah, that's about all there was.
There is, but well, actually, it looks like it might be open.
So people can.
It's still right.
You grew up listening to the whistle and
Oh, yeah.
and I love the sound of trains.
I was out last night.
You know? And then like a minute later, I heard the whistle. I just know when you grow up, you're just used to that feel.
What's this train doing? It's like, you didn't notice? You didn't notice when you bought your house? It's coming in the middle of the night. It's like, yes, no, I do too. I'm a big fan of organic.
Good luck.
Marco Maston, Chair.
Good luck,
Friends of ours. He works at I know all of you.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Right. Well, and that's something that you can do in sensitive. You have a job.
We have a list of those.
The tracker is recording the interview with the news reporter. What was that? Good luck, and I hope you can help us out here. He wants to be a newspaper. I take the train all the time from here, and if I have to, if I'm really in a hurry,
We're gonna have them back.
I prefer to take it out of Danbury. You're right. Hour is 55 minutes. It's just a hair too long to make it really helpful. This one I know it could be long. We work early on a Friday. I take the train in the oyster bar.
Now we got the
Tasty beverage.
middle of the whole thing.
Get back on the train and come home. I didn't say that. I said a tasty beverage, but you're right. It is a gin martini straight up. That's what I
set up a sit down with SD.
I leave work at 3 o'clock.
Trying to get like Monday night or Tuesday morning. I'm like, I don't think that's gonna happen. You know?
Sounded good a week ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's great. And I can walk to here. See, I can walk to the train station. So for me, it's a no-brainer.
You can have 2 martinis.
So actually, if I can like a back after 2 hours on the train, I can have 3. Anyway.
Thank you very much for being here.
Oh, absolutely. And I wish I could have gotten here early, but like I said, I just got out of jury duty at 3:45.
What's the police call today? What day one?
Yeah,
Williams.
with that criminal trial, they interviewed me because I knew a couple of people in the prosecutor's office.
I think I checked it out.
But I also knew who the honor was.
like that.
I was actually looking forward to serving.
I'm already on record for why I voted no that night. It was midnight lecture.
They were coming down.
Take care.
Down.
But it was good to see my
On other things.
Bye. Until next time.
Bye-bye.